Comedy Jonah.
Hey!
Hello. Yay for finale and Lays.
I'm still celebrating.
Do you love it?
Love it. I'm trying to get an endorsement myself, with
Now,
Lay's.
oh God, I literally said I think the future of Big Brother house guests now is everyone's going to try and get brand deals on the episode.
Well, there's so much branding in Big Brother Canada. I mean, I'm surprised.
Well, they never were allowed. In the past, every brand was taped over. You weren't allowed to talk about them. Like,
Right.
there was all of that in the past, and now they're allowed to, which is crazy. So, I am thrilled for Taylor. Once she gets her Lay's commercial, she's going to be a multi-millionaire from the
How
summer.
how crazy was it last night? I mean, not only did she win, but she got America's favorite player. Like
Yes, which
$800,000.
And people are telling me, and we know that I have a horrible memory, but like Julie said it, that was, I did not know that could happen. I always thought if you won the game, you weren't allowed to win AFB. And then
Right.
people told me no, that they changed it a few years ago and that Tyler won the game and America's favorite player. And I don't know why I didn't remember that.
But what happened?
Tyler won America's favorite player and oh no, Tyler didn't win. He was second place.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was
I don't
gonna
know what
say
people are talking
this is
about.
history. We've made history with a woman of color winning.
Herstory.
We've made history with a winner also getting favorite player. Like, yeah, history,
Oh right,
history.
Casey won. And then he won second place. Okay, so yeah, that is history. That is
Yeah,
incredible. What did well, okay, wait. Before we even,
right. I'm just gonna
everyone.
eat chips while you do this.
Well, first of all, I don't understand how you can't, get air conditioning in your house, but you can afford that bag of Lay's, which I was going to get for a prop until I saw that it was $7 and said, well, guess I'm not getting Lay's as a prop. Which is why all of you should follow, like, and subscribe wherever you are watching these shows. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of those places. Make sure that you follow, like, and subscribe, sharing the show. It is a great way to help support them. Put it in a Facebook group. Tell a friend. Tell a family member if you love them. John and I are not going anywhere. Of course, like I said, I am live. We'll call them Eric live feeds all of the time. You can come and hang out on those. I'm always live doing Twitch at night. And John and I are going to bring back a weekly podcast where we talk about reality TV and all fun things. So we're not going anywhere. We're still doing shows every single day. So, you let us know what you want to see more of too. But like I say, I'm live every single day on You Now with
Yeah,
Eric Feeds and every night on Twitch. And then John and I are doing a podcast show, which you're going to love once a week, which we're
yeah,
going
and
to
not
figure out
just
our day
shows.
later.
Yeah, not just shows, but whatever you want to talk about. Like, you
Yeah.
guys pick the subjects.
I know we want to talk about Dahmer and Bravo and Netflix. I think we're just going to do like a little mashup show talking
Yeah,
about what we're watching.
oh,
I think that's
absolutely.
what we're watching. But if you want to watch the past 10 years of our shows, you can head over to yourrealityrecaps.com and check all of those out. You can tweet us anytime over at hashtag YRRLive and make sure that, like I say, you're following us at Comedy Jonah, at Reality Recaps on your socials. And lastly, speaking of socials, special shout out to the live feed updaters who updated this entire season long and did such an amazing, amazing job.
Hats on the backs to all of them.
I retweeted who they are. If you would like to follow them on their personal accounts, you guys can do that as well. So check that out.
Check it out.
Now, back to what we were saying with, Taylor winning America's favorite player. What did you make of Kyle being in the top 3?
You know what? Somebody just mentioned that in the YouTube chat. Adam did, and I was a little shocked that Kyle was in the top 3. But then I also thought, okay, we kind of really dissected kind of what happened. And then, is this kind of forgiveness? Was he really a favorite player? Like, I was a little confused. Like, even if the Cookout 2.0 didn't happen, I don't know if he was my favorite player. So I was a little surprised to see his name there.
100%. I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, it like triggered me. It was triggering. I think that my medication is off. I know I'm switching because it was bringing up Trump feelings for me in the sense that like here's how I felt about it. I felt like here we are celebrating this amazing progress that we've made in the first female black woman to not only be in the final two since a Daniel Reyes, but now she also won the game and won America's favorite player. And there is all of this progress, and yes, we did it, and it's amazing. And then on the same hand, here is a person who is extremely, racist, microaggressions, trying to hold her back, like all of these things is also there being said in the same breath of, so it's like, you think that you made the progress, but the people that are holding you back are literally right on your tail.
Well, I mean, also too, I mean, we didn't see a lot of what we saw in the live feeds as far as what Kyle really said and what level that he said it in. So, you've got people who are just seeing an edited show, going to vote and saying,
I see what you're saying.
They talked about it, so we're good. Kyle, I always liked Kyle from the beginning. Oh, I think he's cute, whatever. Maybe they voted that way. So it wasn't too triggering for me. I loved that Taylor used it in her plead speech for the votes.
Okay, so what did you think of that? What you just loved it?
Listen, I didn't love the context, but I love when she speaks, she's a beauty queen, right? So I'm like, the first time when she was answering questions, I thought, okay, yeah, you're really good at this. Like she's really kind of talking a little bit of circles as far as what was the main thing that you did. But then in her plead speech, to kind of talk about her journey a little bit and all the names that she was called and called a bitch all the time. And then having the Cookout 2.0 discussion happening. I love that she walked us through it. I think that made a strong case. It was a lot stronger than Monty's, who I think used the same example twice to answer two different questions. Like, he didn't really have a whole lot to say.
Well, Monty was horrible. I mean, here's what I thought was brilliant about Taylor's speech. I don't know if this is something that she did intentional.
Yeah.
I don't watch their, this is going to seem ridiculous, I don't watch their post-season interviews with other people because I don't want it to influence when we do them. Like, I get other people get them for 15 minutes. That's great. You guys know the deal. At the end of every season, we have them on here for over an hour, and you guys get to ask your questions live, and we get to ask our questions. That's all starting next week. But I don't like to be influenced by what the other people are asking. Whatever. My point, so I don't know if she's addressed this, but here's how I took it as my point. I feel like she was laser focused in that speech, but what she did was she directed each statement or each part of her speech to a person. So for example, the "I'm not a shield, I'm a sword," that is what Joseph said to her earlier in the season. That's where she did that. When she said, "I was left on the block by an alliance that was armed," that was directed to me at Michael. Like, Michael, you owe me your vote. You left me on that block. Then to the girls, "This is for women power. We have to build ourselves up." She's like, shooting the girls, shooting the girls, shooting the girls, she's like knocking them down. Like, boom, that's for you. That's for you. Like, she went through that jury and dissected each person as to why they should give her vote, and then she like wrapped it all up, in this beautiful package. Now, my only critique in the, I know it's very easy that I could just stand here and be like, Taylor's the best, Queen Taylor, then everyone would love me and I get a million likes. And I still do love her, and that was an epic speech. My only critique of the speech was I feel like the end, I wish she wouldn't have given him credit. Like, she built up this amazing, you know, it was like this big to the climax of the sword and the shield and the blood. But then she kind of ended it with, and I know Monty's the better player, but vote for me anyway. And I was like, why are you highlighting Monty? Like, the last thing that they're going to remember, like, again, you went in, you laser focused, you extracted everything,
Right.
you had them all with you, and then the last things that she was just kind of saying was like, but just vote for me and be different this year. Don't vote for the best player.
Well, I think
And I
it
was like, what?
I think it was be different, but I really like how she started it out that way. Like if
Yeah.
a season, don't have a typical season, a typical winner, right? Like someone who's winning all of these comps, that's doing all of this stuff. What about this? And she presented her case. And then she said at the end, if you want a winner like Monty, well, then that's who you should vote for. But I think you should vote for me. So it wasn't Monty's a better player. Do you want this type of player? Or do
Yeah.
you want to think outside the box and really see, do I represent this season the best? Or does a typical person who won a lot of comps and we'll just keep doing it cookie cutter way? That's how I took it. And it really resonated with all of them. She got everybody's vote except for Turner. So she did it
Because
really
Turner
well.
is still horrible at this game, even in the end.
Do
I
you
mean,
think Monty made the wrong decision? Do you think if he was
Yes!
sitting next to Turner, that Turner would have won?
Yes, I do. Here's the thing. I mean, first of all, let me say this. I love that Taylor won, and I love that she won with that speech, because it made me feel like I would have a chance to win Big Brother. I know I would never win a physical comp. I know I'd be on the block every week. I know people would be charged. Like, and then to get
they'd
to
hate
the
you, too.
end. Well, no, because I think I think I'm a humble person and that I am nice and kind and want to help everyone.
Keep going.
So like I think that you know, I would it gave hope to people that I think play the game like Taylor plays the game, which is how I would play the game. And I'm hoping she has changed what it means to be a winner of Big Brother, which I'm hoping. I mean, it's going to go one of two ways. There's either now going to be the next group that comes in, and I don't think that the next group that comes in is going to be. I'm going to assume that now they will have learned their lesson, which is where I think the danger in this comes of they're not going to speak out about the black people are working together. Like, now they've seen it in 2 seasons that it negatively affects. Now I think it's going to push those conversations into the shadows, which is my fear. But whatever. So I don't think that's going to be the backlash of it. I hope that the backlash of this Taylor win does not become a group of people that go, we're going to be the hardcore gamers. We're going to win the comps. We're going to get out the social players. Because I always feel like the season before influences what the next season feels is going to be copied and they need to fight against. So I just hope that this is a new crop of winners and a new way people get to win this game, and not people instead rallying against it and it going back to the bro dude guys having to stick together and win the comps and get out the floaters. I mean, Taylor, I don't guess I wouldn't have considered Taylor a floater, but you know, I'm just saying, we don't really see that a lot anymore of the people being like, get out the floaters. It's very much drag the people to the end that aren't winning and doing stuff. So
Right. And I think maybe that's even going to change too, because I think what makes a more exciting season is having 2 strong competitors,
Yes.
whether it's comps or whether it's a social game, right? And I would rather see that than like someone dragging like a Victoria to the end to get the final 2 because they really didn't do anything. I want to see that. And as far as those conversations, you know, I mean, if they get stuck back into that dark place where we don't really know about them, I mean, that they exist there already, right? So I
Yeah, but
think
it
that
would have been nice
Yeah,
to
but I
feel
think the
like we were making
Cookouts
progress.
probably really elated because, like you said, it carries on to the next season. This is the next season. Now a woman of color has officially won.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what they wanted to accomplish in their season has kind of carried over into this season. But I really think that, no matter what matter what person of color or sexual orientation, you got to read the room. You can't sit there and expect, oh, there's three gays in here, they're probably working together. Do you know what I mean? Or trans people. Like, you just need. It's really about solidifying those relationships, and of course, you're stuck in this house, and the paranoia goes in. So it just seems very difficult. And yeah,
I I love how you think they would cast 3 trans people. I got a little tear in my eye. Our town in chat said, feelings matter. Now when you play the game, how you treat someone matters.
yeah, it's true.
Oh, I love that.
No, but it's true, and that's another major thing that this season hit too. This
Well,
was a good season.
here, speaking of Turner and, you saying Turner being the only one, just because I said I, don't listen to the things doesn't mean that I don't get the tea from the peeps. So, apparently, Turner, when he got out there, he was asking the jurors, he was like, who are you guys voting for? Who should I vote for? Apparently, they wouldn't tell him who they were voting for. However, apparently they said after the fact that they all decided at the round table that they were voting for Taylor unanimously if she was in final two. It didn't matter who she was against.
So before her plead speech.
Yes, it didn't matter what her speech was.
And
Before
when you
they
say the
left
round table, you mean with Dr. Will.
with Dr. Will, they apparently, and I don't know if this is true, I forget who was the one that said it, but if they decided that if Taylor was in the final two, they vote for her, regardless of anything else. Didn't matter who she was against
Wow.
or what the speech was or yada, yada, yada.
So Monty just didn't have a chance, is what you're saying.
Well, no, Monty had a chance. Now, in my opinion, so back to what you were asking originally,
Right.
did Monty have a chance? Yes, I think Monty had a chance against Turner. I
Right.
mean, here's the thing. We also will never, ever know because now it is forever. Everyone has revisionist, not even that they have revisionist history. Now everyone has an ego to protect or whatever. So now people aren't going to be so honest about, oh, I would have voted this way or that way, because now they're finding everything out.
Mhm.
Now they're knowing, oh, this person said this and that. So I always feel we'll never know the truth after the fact. But here's what I tweeted out, and it couldn't have been any more brilliant, just because I'm a petty bitch. I said, I want I want Monty to win part 3 so that he cuts Turner so that Turner can realize what an absolute moron he's been at the game for the past 2 weeks, allowing these two people
Yeah.
that he knows are sleeping together to remain in the house together. Okay, so check, that happened. Then I said, I want him to obviously bring Taylor, which he did, and then I want Taylor to win, which she did almost unanimously, except for Turner. It was great. To me, it literally rewarded, forget about Taylor for a minute, it rewarded Taylor's entire story, storyline and arc. But to me, it shined up the turd that was Turner and Monty's game and just 2 weeks of horrific, poor decisions. How much this would have been different if Turner had not sent his ally who would have done anything for him, Alyssa, and left her in the game. That would have changed. I mean, I know anything would have, if Nicole would have stayed in the game, it would have changed things immensely. But I mean, there was no reason for Turner to make these moves.
Yeah.
Just same thing with Monty. Just, I love that they lost because they were so, in my opinion, misogynistic at times and devalued Taylor so much that they were like, There's no way that we're gonna lose to Taylor. And look what happened, you morons.
Well, I thought our theory was interesting before the finale for Monty to throw one of those part HOHs so that depending on who won, Taylor or Turner would determine who he sits next to. Like he was going to let the powers that be, is what we were kind of predicting, right? Because that way he wouldn't have any blood on his hands if Turner won and Turner picked him to sit in final two. He could say, Taylor, I didn't win. So, my whole thing was to bring you the whole time, but I didn't win.
100%. I think that would have been the smartest thing for Monty to do personally. That is what I said he should have done if he was smart. However, we're aware that he isn't smart. And I think I also said the problem in that is that Monty's ego will never let him do that. He will never just let go and, let somebody else do it. Because look, he couldn't do it with Brittany. Again, having Brittany in this game would have massively changed the outcome. Probably hugely in favor. Well, no, Taylor couldn't have won. If Turner would have kept Alyssa, Taylor's not even here anymore. Taylor doesn't even win.
Right.
I mean, and then Turner probably would have won. It's so, and here's the thing, again, I know people sometimes don't get it, but I love Turner the person. It is the shit that I say is I'm just so frustrated in the game. For him to just kind of be like, no hard feelings, 750K, oh well, still love you, bro, it's great, 750, gonna go see Megan now. I'm just like, why are you playing this game?
I think that's the hardest thing for me to digest with Turner as well, because we saw him playing that part 3 and he was doing great, and even he guessed a couple times where we could see he wasn't sure about his answer and he got it right. So I'm like, he's super smart, he knows all the details that are happening. Why didn't he do this other stuff? And I think that would have been frustrating for me. Had he won, I'd be like, God, this guy didn't even do jury management well. We're all using his invented words, fire. And
he didn't invent fire, John.
And then whatever the word is, I don't know. And then for him to win, I would have been like, okay, that would send a totally different message. Like, hey, you don't even have to worry about jury management. You could still win the game. So yeah. It was definitely frustrating with Turner acting the way he did, but he showed us in comps that he could. He knows how to do it. He knows the answers. He has a good memory. He's just kind of lazy about it. I don't know. It seems kind of lazy.
I just kept waiting when Courtney and Chuck kept telling me, you just wait. Turner's going to make this amazing speech. He's holding back for an amazing speech. And then when he literally did I'd be bamboozled if you didn't take... And I was like, get the fuck out. Seriously. I was like, I swear to God, Monty, if you don't vote this idiot out, I swear to God. I mean, he shouldn't have because he would have won. Right. But I was just like, he don't care about the money. He's bamboozled. Bamboozle him out the door, I guess. I mean, in that moment, Monty, I'm sure, was like, how do I lose? I mean, Monty painted himself in a corner. I mean, in all honesty, I have had this discussion with a lot of people. I think there is part of me that knows Monty did understand he would probably lose to Taylor, but I think he also understood he painted himself in a corner by saying, I will not be responsible for a black woman not making it to final 2. You have a seat there it is my decision. He said too many things that I think he understood would severely negatively affect him in the real world if he went back on it.
Absolutely.
What he should have done was not get into a physical relationship with her. He should have just started painting her for America as, I can't trust her, I can't work with her. Then at least he would have been justified in bringing a Turner. But you know, he said those things, which, by the way, I don't think he meant.
No.
Because he said a lot of really horrible things about Taylor, that he didn't value her, that she didn't deserve to be in the house, that she doesn't deserve to be in the end of the game, that he would never, doesn't see himself being with her. Like, he said a lot of really not great things about Taylor in the end.
No, it's true. But I think
So,
overall, even if none of that really happened, I think, with the culture that we're in, with the Black Lives Matter and all of that, not bringing Taylor to Final Two.
after you said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
You can't use that. It's the same reason why people got mad at Tyler in All Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Once you say that and you want to be for the cause and and you're saying you're going to help these people, it is horrific if you don't. And not just them, anyone. If there's like a homeless person on the side of the street and you're like, oh, here's my Panera sandwich, I'm gonna give it to you. Just kidding. Like, you don't do that to anyone. You don't be like, I'm gonna, I see your suffering, I understand your story, let me help you out. Just kidding. And then expect that everyone's gonna go, hero. No.
But I mean, it also goes to tell, to backtrack a little bit, everybody, if Taylor was sitting in Final Two, everyone unanimously was going to vote for Taylor, right? Which says a lot. They hadn't had any questions yet. The jury knows they only have their own experiences with both of them. And, a lot of, I think, what we saw with Monte, really was reflected on the jury and how they felt about it. Because after talking with Dr. Will, who looked like a mannequin, by the way, they'd already decided. So that says a lot, too.
I mean, here's the thing. I feel like Taylor said it best. A Taylor win and a vote for Taylor is a vote for resilience. It is not a vote for, someone that wasn't in control of the game or barely survived week to week. It is a vote for resilience. It is a vote for relationships. It is a vote for being humble. It's a vote for kindness. It is a vote for how you treat people. Literally, a Taylor win is a win for everything that you would hope could be the, values in our society.
And not just a win, but a fan favorite, too, because, early on, I think she was a fan favorite because of the treatment that she was enduring in this house. And then that momentum kept. The fact that she won fan favorite, I mean, it absolutely blew my mind. And what a story. And again, like you said, people of color, women of color, people who are being mistreated, all of it, all of us win with this, with the Taylor win, which is absolutely amazing. And I know some people think Monte was robbed, and I get it. And a lot of people want more of a comp winner, but I don't know. This had a huge message, and I loved it, and everybody obviously agreed.
I mean, here's the thing. Monte is robbed if what you value in the game is comp wins. Then sure, he was robbed because that's where you're placing the value. Mm-hmm. I see, in chat, people were saying, do you think that the jury gave Taylor the win as an olive branch for how she was treated? Even if let's just say yes, even if it is, that is a testament to exactly, in my opinion, what Taylor is saying. My relationships, my resilience, my enduring what I endured from the beginning of the game is how I got here, and I deserve to win. So if my relationship and how, I have been is making you want to hand me an olive branch with $750,000 attached to it, here it is, because you're not wanting to hand it to Monte. You're not wanting to be like, good move, Monte, here you go, here's, whatever. I mean, Monte it's not a season where they are valuing the, I don't want to say gameplay, because Taylor did gameplay. I mean, the comp wins is what I'm looking for. They're not putting this crazy value on the comp wins. But you have to play the season you're given. You have to not
And the
know.
people that you're given too. Like,
Correct.
people are saying, what did Taylor do? Well, she was on the block 5 times and survived.
But then you didn't hear her speech. Like, if you're saying that, you didn't go back
Right.
and listen to Taylor's speech. She is saying, I survived week after week because of the relationships. But I think the people that don't understand it, they don't value a social game. You have to
Right.
look at it as there's two games. Taylor being on the block and surviving week after week from a social standing status is just as amazing as Michael winning every single competition that he won. Because Michael needed to win competitions in order to remain in that game. Taylor needed to have these social relationships and the relationship with people on an emotional level in order to be kept safe and remain in the game. Both of those avenues are amazing when it comes to Big Brother in how they both played their respectively different games.
So what did you think about Turner's interview with Julie? She brought up some really good points to him, and he was stumbling a little bit, and then towards the end of it said, well, I guess, maybe I shouldn't have even evicted Michael. Like, he could have just stayed since I'm not winning anyway. Like, that answer, the laziness of that answer, I was so glad he was evicted. I was like, this example right here is why I did not want you to win. You're a great person. I'm sure you're fun to hang out with, but
Gonna make us a rug.
make us a rug. But this answer, this is...
He's 23. Like, I will love Turner outside of this game. I mean, I love Turner in the game. I hated his game moves. Again, I don't think people can separate talking about the two things. I think Turner can.
No.
But I hated his game moves. Yes, he's 23. He is so incredibly 23. He is the most 23 of all the 23-year-olds ever. I mean, you just know that his mindset is, oh, well, I lost $750,000. That's easy. I make that in like a year or two, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have a concept of a house, a mortgage, a car payment. He doesn't insurance. He doesn't understand life. So, of course, to him, $750,000 is just like, oh, well, good game, bro. Gotta go. Peace out. Fire. Bussin'. See you guys later. Womp, womp, womp. Go and have sex with my girlfriend. Gonna make a rug. Like,
Facts.
Great.
Facts.
I'm going to check in with you in 10 years when, your ankle's broken and your small business can't afford insurance and there's still metal in your leg 3 years later. You'll be like, boy, I really wish I would have cared a little more when I had a 1 in 16 chance at $750,000. Like, oh dear Lord. And I just wanted to go back for 1 second because I saw BB Hyde in chat, which I agreed with. She said people hated Andy's game, but he was brilliant socially. Andy Herron.
Yeah.
100% I agree, but people don't, in my opinion, a lot of times respect the gay players of the game at all. They're more of a joke or, the comedic relief. But 100%, I have always said that Andy's game was amazing in the way that he did it. And
playing both sides that whole time, the way he did it, yeah.
Yes, but nobody will ever give him credit for that because it also doesn't help that it was on a hated season, so.
Yeah, that's true. It was not a good season.
Which I still can't with that season anymore. So yeah. And then, wait, there was one more thing. Okay. Back to Dr. Will really quick. So you're saying you thought he looked horrible. He is not a good face of his plastic, cosmetic business surgery.
No, he just looked very mannequin-ish. Like, I'm just like, Can
we just be done with Dr. Will? Like, don't get me wrong. Again, I love Dr. Will. He has a place and a time in history. And I think that chapter's closed now. I don't think that is the future of Big Brother anymore. That gameplay, that game style, it's all over. Put Tiffany in that spot
Put
I would
someone a
love
little
to
more
see.
current, right? Like, I think
Yeah,
even newer fans don't even know who he is.
correct.
So
You
it's like,
need.
who is this person? Like, I've never seen him. It's like Peter. Who's Peter? Peter,
Yeah,
Dr. Will. Nobody knows any of these people.
yeah. They need someone else doing that. Whether it is, I would like it to be a woman.
Yeah.
I would like it to be a woman that's not gonna like, no bullshit. So like a
Or
Tiffany, a
yeah, or anybody
Davon,
from like a previous season who was maybe the
like
fans' favorite.
recently.
Yeah, recently. Yeah,
Yeah,
would
pick
be
a
so
fan
much better.
favorite. Perfect.
Yeah.
Pick a fan favorite to do it. Great. Whatever you need. One of the last three. Do it.
Right.
Um yeah, so I don't understand that. And then yes, again to what you were just saying about Turner, absolutely ridiculous. Don't understand his answers at all. The should have kept Michael.
But then he kept taking credit for it. Then he kept not taking credit for it. It was just all over the place, and I was just like, okay, Turner, drive me absolutely nuts.
Well, it was the same exact thing as Monty.
And
Where I
oh,
felt Monty dropped the ball, Monty should have just stood there. I mean, again, it didn't matter because if we're to believe what they're saying, they were all voting for Taylor regardless. But Monty did not highlight, I got out Michael. He just kind of said it in a passing breath of nothing when it was one of the most important moves of the season. You are acting like getting out Turner
I
was
know.
your biggest move? Why are you highlighting and trying to piss off the one person who is going to vote for you? Or you should have understood that was your most likely vote. I
Hmm.
don't know why you're trying to piss him off. You should have highlighted about Michael because that was your biggest move. Getting out Turner, it wasn't a good move. Wasn't a
It
big one
wasn't a
either.
good move because you lost, but to sit there
Yeah.
and say, we saw him through his thought process too in last night's episode, and he's like, I just have to make sure I make a big move. So if I take out Turner, that's a big move. And I'm thinking the whole time, Michael was the bigger move. And why
Yeah.
are we using a move that you did less than 48 hours ago? Oh, there's my resume. No, you did lots of things. Talk about some of the stuff that you did. Like, he was not prepared at all for him to on his answering all of the questions, and to use an example because he didn't go back and give hugs and kisses to like Michael and Brittany, that was one of his regrets, and he used that example twice. I was just like, what are you talking about? Like, give us, what did you do?
Yeah.
He had a lot more on his resume as far as comp stuff than Taylor did, but Taylor's
But
speech
then
was
he didn't even
so much.
highlight that.
Yeah.
But then he's not even highlighting that. And he just relied on his good old Monty. And then we cut a lot to Brittany's face. Like I did not understand. Like every 5 seconds we just cut to Brittany, like it was an SNL skit.
Right? Or when and Julie was asking where their relationship to Monty and Taylor's were, and then they kept cutting to Joseph.
Well, Joseph's fucking my poor little fucking heart. Joseph's face, I mean, oh my lord. It was literally like Dahmer came in and ripped Joseph's poor little heart out and started eating it in front of him.
I
I mean,
I
forget
don't
about
understand. I did not think Joseph was that into Taylor in the house. I didn't seem like he
me
was.
neither. I was like, boop, boop, gaydar, he's gay. But now, looking at his freaking little heartbreak over there, either that or he is a gay and is so good at acting and is gaying it up.
Could
And
be.
is like, I know my role. No, I want to see the Joseph and Taylor Us Weekly cover of them announcing their relationship. He's the best. He's so adorable. Here's what
He's
I
so
hope.
adorable. He's so adorable.
I hope that he comes out and him and Taylor are just the most adorable people, and that they get their cover and that they handle it in the way that fans, can like.
Hmm.
Because I just think in the past when that has happened, the people have been very, seclusive and
Hmm.
cool kids club and don't
Yeah.
really care about fans. So I hope that it's going to be different with the Joseph and the Taylor if that happens, which
No.
I can't imagine that it wouldn't.
I
But
don't think.
I
Yeah.
we'll see.
I don't think it's going to go anywhere. What do you think about Julie clearing the air about Muffin Gate?
Stupid. It's already been cleared 5 times. Julie's like, I want to get to the bottom of it. Do you watch the show, Julie? We've already got to the bottom of it.
Or Brittany's reaction to Michael's actual occupation?
I thought poor little Brittany. Like, do you remember Boy Meets World?
Yes.
Not Boy Meets World, Boy Meets Boy, the
Yeah.
original gay dating
Yes. Yes.
show with the best friend Andra. And then when Andra finds out that there are straight people in the mix, she freaks out and she's like, this is bullshit! And she's like running around crying, bullshit! Like she's so mad at production. That is what I thought Brittany was going to do. I thought Brittany was going to literally have a psychotic break when she found out that there was yet one more thing that Michael has done to her to make her look stupid. I was just waiting for Brittany to be like, this is bullshit, and flip a chair over. I was just ready for Brittany to lose it.
You could see she was trying to keep her composure, but her eyes were going crazy and just trying to absorb everything. It was just like another thing. You thought you were just like this with Michael, and it just shows, yeah, how good he is at this game and talking and yeah.
Yeah. 100%. And I see people, and this was a good point too. Lost saying, Taylor's going to be a special judge on Drag Race or a contestant on the Secret Celebrity Drag Race. I have never seen, in my mind, there was no question that Taylor was going to win because she was getting support from other ginormous fan bases. Literally, the official RuPaul's Drag Race account is congratulating her. They had queens like Shea Coulee tweeting to vote her for America's favorite player. We had Lay's literal official accounts endorsing her. Chipotle's account. She beat out Kim Kardashian for an award. And she's not even out of the house.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That is incredible. It's incredible. She gets out to over 100,000 Twitter followers. So again, let me just explain that to you. That is a guaranteed $5,000 an Instagram ad.
There's her new life. She got her new life like she wanted.
Yep, she wanted a new life. She got it. She's going to get to have her apartment. She just has to do one Instagram post a month. That'll pay for your rent and your food. Do another one. Have a $5,000 vacation each other week. You're set.
Yeah. So
I don't know why. What?
Go ahead.
I wish that you would just go on Big Brother for us. All you have to do is go on Big Brother.
Me?
It doesn't matter if you lose. Don't be a douchebag. Don't treat people like shit. Make sure that the fans like you. I'm not saying this is my Taylor. I didn't mean to say this right after Taylor as if that's what Taylor's doing. I'm just saying, side note strategy. If you get a lot of Instagram followers because of Big Brother, then we're set. So just do that for us already.
Did we do that with Nicole?
Well, to set the record straight for the millionth time, in case anybody is unaware, Eric was doing shows for 10 years. Eric was hired by a place to work, TV Co. That place then hired Nicole, not Eric. When that place fired Nicole, Nicole left Eric. Now you know.
Oh. And Kate
I don't
thinks,
mean that badly. She went back to teaching. She did her
right,
thing.
right,
That's what she should do. She had a job. She lost it. We don't make money doing this. Make
right,
sure that you become a patron and da-da-da-da-da and all of that stuff.
right.
And then that helps support us. Obviously, she's 25 and gonna go on and do a career. She doesn't want to try and get by begging for bars and can we have $5? Please subscribe and help us out. That's not a life for a 25-year-old. Of course she's going back to teaching. My point is, I love that when people tweet, you rode her coattails. I've been doing this for 10 years. And we were both hired by the same place to work. It had
Right.
nothing to do with any coattails at all. She was
Now,
being
if
paid to
I'm
work.
ever on Big Brother and something happens, then that rumor could be true.
You're riding my coattails?
No, no, no. Like if I was ever on the show and then all of a sudden I'm not on this show anymore, then the
Oh.
rumor would be true.
Well, you know what I think? And, somebody kind of said this to me the other day, and it's one of those things where I feel like if you say it, you just sound like a Monty Pompish douchebag asshole. But I'm going to give us credit. I'm sorry. If I really think about it, it is amazing to say that we've been doing it for a decade. And I'm pretty sure Rob and I were the people that started doing these shows and started doing video recaps about it. I feel like we were the people that kind of made this a thing for, like, all of these other podcasters, like the house guests that have come out and done it, have come out and done it because you saw Rob and I doing it and being successful at it. So for you, anyone to act like, oh, you're riding the coattail, you do what you do because we did it. Just remember that. Also remember, I know all the secrets from your cast that you wouldn't want me to tell.
I've been doing this with you for 12 years now, and
Yes.
and I only remember you and Rob, and I think even one point you and Rob were working together, and you and I were at Superpass, so that's how we met.
Yep.
And then that went away, and then we decided, hey, let's do this, and 12 years later, we're still here. Yeah. We're the pioneers.
Welcome.
This is the foundation right here.
It's the foundation. So, and don't get me wrong, I don't give attention to the people that do that because it's very clear that their whole thing is just wanting attention.
Right.
But I'm just like, give me a break. That's why I can't even comment on it. I'm like, you do what you do because it's me. You're welcome.
So, speaking of attention, we saw Daniel last night.
Yes. What did you think?
What is... I was the hair. I was trying to figure out why isn't it all tied back? Like why isn't it all? Like I don't get it. I don't get it.
How about what's even worse than that is Julie literally called him out. You're calling the show boring, and then he turned around and doubled down, and to Julie Chen, the executive producer and host of the show that you're on, just asked you on live television if her show that you're on is boring after you left, and your reply was yes. So, when Daniel goes missing or no longer gets to be Fat Greasy Elvis anywhere, you know why.
Well, I think after the Elvis movie, you have to have your own license, which I don't know if you can afford that. So you can't be Elvis unless you're licensed. But yeah, that was pretty bad. And he was kind of trying to turn it around like, oh, for just a few weeks, and then it got good again.
It was a few weeks. That was the end. It's over. When did it get good? Right now? Right now while you're being roasted? Yeah, it's getting good.
Yeah. And they never asked Nicole a question. Nicole was just sitting there.
Well, now that was my only, and again, I would say it. I have said a million things to people's faces, and I would say this to the face too, because when there's a joke and it's funny, you make a funny joke and it's just a joke.
Yeah.
But did you not see what I tweeted out? I tweeted out and I said, why do they never let Nicole speak at finale? I thought it was hysterical.
That's funny. I haven't looked at tweets because I watched the West Coast and I didn't want it spoiled, so I haven't heard any of that. But that's funny. That's super funny, Eric. Yeah.
I mean,
just holding up a little thing. Love you, fam.
She should have. That would have been iconic if she would have just had a
Would have been
little sign that
iconic.
said
Yeah.
"Love you, fam." Um, what? It was. I don't know. Again, the way that Nicole just beelined for, um,
Taylor.
Taylor. I'm just like, she just won. I mean, if you want to talk about ego, if you want to talk about every problem that people have said about Nicole the whole entire season, the fact that Taylor has now walked out, made history, first black woman. This is so incredible. Confetti is still hitting the floor, and Nicole's thought was, I'm gonna make this about me now. Come here. Please don't hate me. You're gonna see a lot of things, and don't hate me. And like,
Hire me as your chef. Hire me as your chef for you if you want me to cook you anything.
it's just so. It is exactly what the whole problem was with her. Here's my thing. If there was any, because in my mind, no offense, there is no sincerity to that. That was, oh God, I've been being attacked nonstop and and help me, and I got to do this so that it takes some of the pressure off me. And if you were being sincere, you would have stepped back. You would have let her have her moment. You would have let the people celebrate her that did support her. You would have waited until there was a moment that was good for her to then talk about your shit. You did.
Yeah.
You made it about you, and it was gross.
Nope, it was really gross.
I was just like, oh, but I did have to laugh out loud that Kyle's face was like, like you just saw it, like I took a screen grab of it, like they're like in the heat of the moment, and Kyle is literally like this next to it. To which, you know, in his brain, he is like, oh, I love this. Get the heat off me. He's like, I've been in jury, but clearly some shit's going down.
Now, I thought we would get an update on Paloma, how she's doing. I forgot all about her until I had to look at some of our notes.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, it's hard for me because I do think that nothing. You can separate issues. What Paloma did and said in that house about Taylor was horrible. Her trying to justify it when she got out of the house was also horrible, and trying to be like, she bullied me and and all that stuff. All of that being said, the other half of it is clearly true as well. She is suffering from mental illness. She is a child. Her brain is not even done developing. I'm not trying to make an excuse or say everything she did was okay. I am saying I am good with Paloma just being washed away from all of this. Hopefully she gets the mental help that she needs, and hopefully she learns and grows from this. I don't think she's mentally stable enough to be in the mix of it all at all.
Yeah.
She should just go away, and people should just hopefully let her get the mental help she needs.
No, absolutely.
And she's like 22, like she's a child. Like her brain isn't even developed. She neither is Turner's. So it explains a lot. Explains a lot for that poor little Turner. What is? Am I supposed to be asking you something?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were trying to say something. If you self-evict, they act like you don't exist anymore. And I mean, I kind of think that they should, because I think anybody that self-evicts is it's for mental reasons, and I think that they clearly should get a break.
They should, yes.
So did you like, did any of the final 3 competitions really like, ooh, I loved it, you know, holding on a wiener?
Well, I mean, I kind of understood why Monty couldn't hold on to the wiener, but
I mean,
Taylor did a good
Turner's
job.
by.
Huh?
Yeah. And Turner's by. He's probably held on to a wiener.
Now, what did you think of them imagining it was Megan? And then we see Megan's little head up there, and he's holding on to the wiener.
You want to know what I really thought? I don't know if it's as exciting to everybody. I thought, my God, the releases she had assigned for that to happen. That was my first thought. I was like, my God, she had to go to legal. She had to do a release. She had to like sign away her life to make that happen. But no, I thought that that was great. What did I see people saying? What did Amira say? Amira said that she was surprised by the Monty and Taylor relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Which some people, I think, got offended about and were like, why would you be surprised by that? I thought it was surprising. It kind of came out of nowhere.
It totally came out of nowhere.
But then I did hear, again, I didn't watch it. I heard that, so I also don't know if it's true, but I heard that she was a little bit shady towards Taylor in her Winner's Circle interview. But again, I didn't hear it, so I don't know if that's true or not. I would just say this, and this for all of postseason Big Brother. Unless you physically hear it for yourself, watch the video, or see it,
Yeah.
take it with a super grain of salt. Understand that 99% of the people on Twitter are just looking for likes and attention and will spin it and do whatever they have to. Just make up your own mind. Don't jump on the bandwagons of bullshit unless you've actually seen or heard it for yourself in a post Big Brother world. Because again, not for nothing, I hate to bring it up, but that's what has created Taylor being treated the way she was treated. People just judging and being mean, and I heard this, and then I'm carrying that rumor. So all of these things that you're all praising Taylor for overcoming and think is the best, how about, call me crazy, you don't do it on social media. That's all.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's anybody's fault. I'm not like, oh, social media is the worst. I think social media can be the best. So use it for good and practice some of those things that you're saying you love or would never want to see people endure like Taylor did. And just so that you know, you turning around and doing it to the people that did it to Taylor is also not justified because they did it to Taylor. It's you continuing the cycle and making more people that will do it to other people because you're continuing the cycle instead of ending it. But I hate to have adult time.
It's no fun.
It's no fun. Taylor actually tried to keep it private. She outed it. Taylor tried to keep it private. She outed it after the comments were shady leading up to it. I don't know. I didn't see it. I don't know what. I don't really know. I think it won't be as bad now that Taylor won, but they're still crazies. Here's what's going to happen. I can guarantee you this is what's going to happen, and God, I hope I'm wrong. Taylor is probably going to go hang out at Todrick's house with everybody, because we even saw that the pre-jury were already there. And then Taylor is going to come out and say, do not be mean to Nicole. Give Nicole a break. Don't hate on Daniel. Give Kyle a break. And then everybody is going to fight about that. Don't tell us to give him a break. He did it. We got you, queen. We're going to do it. That's exactly what's going to happen. Everyone's going to be mad that Taylor is telling people to give these people a break. And then if she keeps up with it, well, then eventually people will turn on Taylor. See Nicole Anthony. Yeah, people will only support you and love you until they then get mad about you doing the exact same thing that they loved you for.
I'd be more upset that they were all at Todrick's. Just kidding.
You know.
I mean, he never really came out with anything like, you know, I mean, he came out with something, but it wasn't that great as far as his answer to this season, right?
No. Here's why he would do this show because I do talk to Todrick. Here's what I love about Todrick, right? Todrick it can be a bitchy gay. And I love that he is like, oh, really? Horrible people on Twitter? You fucking troll me and act like I'm the devil? Oh, good. Then I'm going to piss you off and have everybody at my house again. Oh, does that piss you off? It doesn't affect me and my McMansion and my millions of dollars. Does it make you angry? Then I'm gonna do it. I just love the way he trolls the trolls. I just love the way he's just like, oh, does this upset you? Then I'm gonna do it. This is low-key kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, if Todrick needs the money, he should turn it into an Air Todrick B&B. Says Lusting. It should be a post Big Brother B&B. Oh, B&B for Big Brother.
See?
This is a branding opportunity that he's missing.
Mm-hmm.
This is a branding opportunity that Todrick is missing. Yes. That's very funny. That is very funny. Okay, so what are our final thoughts overall? There are definitely interviews out there if you want to hear from them. Like John and I have said, we will be having the people on here in the next week. You guys know the deal, same as every season. They're here to answer your questions. We do not do a let's go through the whole game. You can see Taryn and Rob as a podcast for that. They do it amazing. We have always done it for the past 10 years it's your chance to ask them your questions yourself. So those shows will be starting in the next week or so. Make sure, if you want to not miss them, that you are following, liking, and subscribing so that you're alerted before the show, so that you know where it is. Make sure that you share these shows and you tell a friend, tell a family member. Check out the past 10 years of our shows over at our website. And like I said, John and I aren't going anywhere. We're going to start a weekly podcast for you guys through the holiday season. I'm sure we're getting Celebrity Big Brother in just 3 short months, but you didn't hear that from me. And then it'll go right into Big Brother Canada and then back here. We're good. And so there's all of that. Like I say, I'm live every single day on YouNow for like 8 hours a day. And I'm live every night on Twitch. So you guys know where to find us. Make sure you're following, liking, and subscribing. And thank you to everyone that has donated this season.
Yes.
Everyone that's become a patron. We still have John's cooking shows, fun things. We do a lot of holiday and seasonal things in the patron group. Cookie shows, baking show. We do a lot in the patron groups during the holidays. So check that out. And we did it, John. Another season.
Congratulations on another season wrap.
Here's to you being on Big Brother 25. Could you try and come out and not be hated? It would help us. Okay, we're going to go work on John's application right now. Bye for now, everybody. Bye, friends. See you guys later tonight on Twitch. Bye.